We have an excellent card today. So let's jump right into it, man. Let's talk about some of these upcoming movies.
Absolutely. Okay, so coming out this week in theaters, we've got Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah.
Are you excited about this film? People are bumping it up as far as like Oscars, and they're clearly like they're trying to push Christian Bale. They're like but I don't know. We'll see.
So I made a wager, or not a wager, but a deal with a friend of mine. It's like I want to see this movie. She wants to see the Mr. Rogers movie, right? I want somebody to go with me to see this. She wants somebody to go with her to see that. So we're gonna knock out both of them.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this. It looks good, and just because like I've watched several movies on like the how Ford was founded, how it all started, and the rise of the company, the creation of the Mustang. And I've seen a documentary before on this particular, Ford versus Ferrari engineering challenge or race to engineering, right? So it's going to be fun to see this movie in theaters.
Yeah.
And Christian Bale and Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's hard to lose with those two.
I think Ben Mendelsohn is in this film as well.
You always have the hardest time saying his name.
I think I got it right that time.
Did you? Maybe.
Yeah, Mendelsohn.
Yeah, you sound like William Shatner, or not William Shatner. Who's the guy? The Bond guy.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, you sound like you're trying to be Sean Connery.
Ben Mendelsohn.
But yeah, Ford v Ferrari. So the I guess synopsis for it is American automotive designer Carroll Shelby and fearless British race car driver Ken Miles battle corporate interference, the laws of physics, and their own personal demons to build a revolutionary vehicle for the Ford Motor Company. Together, they plan to compete against the race cars of Enzo Ferrari at the 24 Hours of Le Mans in France in 1966. This is directed by James Mangold, who, if I'm not mistaken, directed Logan. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. And so obviously the stars Christian Bale, Matt Damon, Ben Berthal, Punisher for those.
Yep.
And some other people. I don't know.
Ben Mendelsohn isn't in it?
No, I didn't see him on it. No. But he might be.
Let's add him in.
Yeah, I think you just really want him to be in this movie for some odd reason.
But yeah, man, this looks good. Yeah. The GT40 is one of, in my opinion, one of like the most iconic race cars of all time. It's fucking beautiful engineering.
Yeah, this is the part where I pretend like to know anything about.
You don't know the Ford GT40?
No idea.
Oh my god, it is a sexy automobile.
Yeah, I used to be like into cars, but then I quickly, once I realized you're probably not going to be able to afford any of this in your lifetime.
And then you're like, that new Prius looks...
I can tell you all the features on that. Yeah. What's the 0 to 60 speed in that?
That looks very fuel efficient.
How many horsepower does that have? So that comes out this Friday, the 15th? Is this Friday? 16th?
Yes.
Something
one of those.
That nature. Well, the 8th was this past Friday, so that
Tuesday is the 12th.
Yeah.
So 13, 14, 15.
There we go. Yeah, we're making sense. Yeah, we're doing it. We're back.
You know the calendar here.
Okay. Also coming out in theaters is The Good Liar, which is kind of a drama / thriller starring Ian McKellen as well as Helen Mirren. This film is it's about a career con artist, Roy Courtney. Yeah, I guess that's how you pronounce that. Can hardly believe his luck when he meets well-to-do widow Betty McClesh online. As Betty opens her life and opens in her home to him, Roy is surprised to find himself caring about her, turning what would be a cut and dry swindle into the most treacherous tightrope walk of his life. Weirdly enough, and this is directed by Bill Condon, and I think it's based on a big book by Nicholas Searle. To be fair, I don't think there was really much promotion for this film. I literally didn't hear it was coming out until like last week, where I think I saw a trailer.
I've seen it a lot on Instagram
about it.
That's it, yeah.
Well, yeah, they're doing because they know they fucked up. They didn't do like the promotion on the front end, so they're like fuck. Instagram, Twitter,
push this to social. Let's buy up 7 million social impressions.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll get some people to go to the theater.
dude. I don't know, and Ian. You can't really miss either. You can't really miss with Matt Damon and what's his name, Christian Bale, and you can't miss with Ian McKellen and fucking Helen Mirren. Like,
Yo, yeah. Listen, I've got a thing for older white women, like really, not younger white women.
Revelations here on the older podcast.
Like
okay,
50 plus, right? Helen Mirren.
That's really weird, but okay.
I'd take Helen Mirren down. Her,
okay.
Susan Sarandon, Goldie Hawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I don't want to look at your
Mirren
Pornhub
movie.
history. That would be a frightening sight, to say the least.
I search older women take down younger men.
Yikes. Yeah, I definitely don't want to search for that. That seems like it can't lead to anywhere good. Also coming out is Charlie's Angels.
Oh God.
But this look. To be fair to this film, to be fair to it, it is directed by Elizabeth Banks. And I do enjoy her work. I think she did a great job with. I think she did direct the Pitch Perfect movies. Look, say what you will about them.
The most recent Goosebumps movie as well.
Probably.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
know. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So a couple weeks ago, we talked about what was her name? Garcia.
You mean?
I want to say America.
No, I know because you did at the time too. Damn it!
Something,
and I don't want to say something racist, but
whatever her name was. So is the young lady? She's a Hispanic Latin American actress,
sure,
who recently took some fire on social media because she
Gina Rodriguez,
yes, very similar to Garcia.
Racist.
Yeah, she took some fire on social media because she was like reciting a rap song in which she used like the N-word. A lot of people didn't like it. So I was listening to this interview by Godfrey, the comedian Godfrey, where he talked about it. And he had some very choice words for her, basically saying he was basically saying she's wrong. She knew she's wrong. Like, this is a thing in Hollywood is where actresses, or like particularly let's say you're a Hispanic actress, but you like play well with like the white audience. Like, you kind of get to say and do things that, are just like really not cool.
Isn't that pretty much everybody ever? Like, if you're cool with white audiences, you pretty much can get away with whatever the fuck.
White people are like, yeah, we're okay with you.
Yeah.
Come around back. Come in. But yeah, so he had some choice words for her, and then he was also talking about like this thing that's happening. He also he talked about how like there needs to be like more like African American women in a lot of these like lead roles. These like Charlie's Angels, these like crime fighting, kick ass female roles.
I mean,
right?
we tried some of those things.
But it was very funny because like he was talking about how like, in these movies, like you'll see a lot of these like very thin, skinny white women, and like they're beating up these like 230-pound, 6'4" bad guys, right? Male bad guys, by doing wrist grabs and twisting their wrists and like and wrist grab and twist and and it's like, that shit's not gonna happen,
dude.
One of the perfect examples though is like the new Batwoman show, right? With
dude, I cannot bring myself to watch it.
Who's that? So she's like a model. She was in
Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose, new Batwoman. They're like, this is the faster, stronger, better version of Batman, and it's like, faster, no. Stronger, no. No fucking way.
Yeah.
Better, I mean, she's using his computer.
Yeah.
So maybe better.
I can't necessarily
technology wise.
I can't speak to that, but what I can speak to is, look, he might have a point to what he's saying, but also he has 0 point. After watching Steven Seagal beat people up using nonsensical fucking I don't even know what to even call that style, because it wasn't even he just like, hey, job.
True, but Steven Seagal was a real life.
Was he until he ran
belt.
into an actual black belt and got his ass whooped? Have you not?
Hey, listen. All I know is he was in real life a black belt martial artist.
So he says. Yeah. He was as much of a black belt as who's the guy on Martin? Dragonfly Jones.
Oh yeah.
I was up late editing something one night, and I just happened to catch that episode of Martin where he had like Dragonfly, where he was impersonating, or he was Dragonfly Jones.
That was one of the best characters.
Hilarious characters, dude. He's an underrated character on Martin is Dragonfly Jones.
And
but
now, mind you, like my comment there wasn't like an attack on a lot of these like female actresses who are taking lead roles and like these action. You know, I think it's I love to see it, right? But I can't ignore the fact that Godfrey had a point in a lot of these like female action movies. Like what I'm seeing here in Charlie's Angels is just like neck chop, wrist grab, twist.
The thing again,
fuck out of here.
The thing that I would say to that is like
let me get Antonio Brown in here.
Yikes! Yo. Uh-oh.
Very risky joke I just told there. Listen, shut down. Shut everything down. Burn the hard drive. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Burn the house. Definitely can't speak to that. But what I can try to speak to is I think with women we tend to scrutinize. This doesn't look realistic. That doesn't look realistic. None of this shit fucking looks realistic. If you're, I don't know, pick any like. Matt Damon, for instance, right? You could say maybe he bulks up at certain points, right? But when he first did the Firstborn, did Matt Damon look like he could really just fucking just go in there and just fuck everybody up like with like dudes with guns and shit? Yeah. No, he didn't fucking look like he could do that shit. And yet we bought it, right? Whatever, it's a fucking film.
Yeah,
you put it in front of me. Let me pay my ticket. I'll watch it. Fuck it. You know,
that's true. But again, I like Ruby Rose as Batman. That's where I have a hard time.
I mean, like, I have my issues with that show, and maybe I should stop being a fucking.
I would just shove her and
critic.
get away.
Yikes. But
bitch,
no.
I'm taking these down.
He said, maybe I should watch that show. But anyways, we digress. Like I said, Elizabeth Banks directing this film. I think obviously the most notable. It actually does have a pretty notable casting. It's got, of course, Kristen Stewart. I don't know who Naomi Scott is. The name sounds familiar, but I can't place her.
Me neither.
Obviously, Elizabeth Banks, Ella Balinska, I believe her name is, and then Patrick Stewart as Bosley, which is that's a nice turn. And then it has Digimon Hanoso.
What? Digimon? Digital Monsters? Was in this movie?
No, you know who I'm talking about. The dude who was in he was in
that was just a bad joke.
Yeah, it was terrible. That's why I just wrote past it.
I know. Yeah. But I couldn't hold on to it. I had to let it go.
He's the guy from the Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in the first one. He's a black dude.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the dude from what's the show on, or not show, there was a movie on Netflix. It's like where the girl, she is trying to get a date with another dude, so she starts kind of fake dating this one guy.
Is that the Kim K. Ray J sex date?
All right, let's switch gears here.
But so this Charlie's Angels movies, I don't give a fuck about. I think this movie's gonna flop because there's no appetite for this right now.
I don't know, man, dude. There's no appetite for all this shit that they're putting out right now. Or at least I wouldn't think that
the original Charlie's Angels movies, like with Drew Barrymore, Lucy Liu, Cameron Diaz, those were great. Those were funny. I really like those movies. This one, it just looks like, oh shit, we're doing the whole like women's empowerment thing. Like, we've got to do a Charlie's Angels. Like, no, we don't. Just make great films and offer women and women of color more opportunities to be in those films. We don't need this.
I think I would be more not necessarily excited, because I don't think there's really any circumstance where I'd be truly excited for Charlie's Angels, but I would want more of it if it was like some like different angle that they were taking. It just seems like they're just kind of rehashing what was already there.
Yeah, if you're gonna do it, do something a lot different. Yeah. Do like, and again, this isn't just to give opportunity to like black women, but like make it a very, very diverse cast, right? I mean, and where is this gonna take place? Like in Chicago again, or whatever? Dude, like give us something very different. Is this gonna be like in the Middle East and in fucking South Korea, North Korea, right? Yeah. South America. Like, give us something a lot different than what we've seen before. Yeah. In this movie, I'm not seeing anything else other than a female. I guess Bosley is a male.
Yeah, but he's he's
Yeah,
just,
but there's nothing really different about this movie. Maybe they kick at more ass, but that's not different.
No, yeah, no. It's again, it doesn't look tremendously different. Okay, and then also we have, and I think I might be getting this actually wrong because I'm not sure if it's coming out in theaters. But we have The Report starring Adam Driver, which it's about an FBI agent, Daniel Jones, performs an exhaustive investigation into the CIA's use of torture on suspected terrorists in the aftermath of the 9/11 attacks. The CIA adopted new interrogation techniques. What's unclear to me is if this is actually coming out on, because it's distributed by Amazon Studios. Of course, I would think it would come out on Amazon Prime, which I think it is, but for some reason this was on my list. But anyways, this is directed by Scott Z. Burns, also written by him. And like I said, it stars Adam Driver, Annette Bening, John Hamm, Michael C. Hall. Just a pretty good cast.
Pretty strong cast there.
That they put together. I watched the trailer for this a while back. It looked really interesting.
Yeah.
Adam Driver quietly,
he's putting together
a fucking great
resume.
Yeah.
What was that movie he just did with Scarlett Johansson?
Like
the marriage story.
Marriage Story.
Yeah.
That looks really fucking interesting.
Really good.
Directed by Noah Baumbach. Yeah,
and then he's obviously in the new Star Wars movie that's coming out.
Killing it. He's getting it. He's getting it coming and going. Right. Yeah. He's getting the big theatrical release, but he's also getting the quiet, more personal, film.
He's doing the big theater movies, and then he's doing like the smaller, big studio films.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like so he's playing both. He's like a movie star, and then he's like an actor in films.
Yeah. Why'd you have to make it sound so like
because it's like I think they garner certain different like levels of respect from different audiences, right? Like if you're a big movie star, like you're The Rock, right? He's a movie star, but do serious actors and actresses see him in the same light as they'll see, other, film stars, right? No, I don't think so.
Well, when they see that paycheck,
they see the paycheck. It doesn't really fucking matter. But Adam Driver's is again, quietly, he's doing both. He's in the big movies like Star Wars, right? And then he's in these like quieter films that's more about like stories and characters and based in like real life and reality. Yeah, he's doing both well.
Yeah, like I remember he was in Black Klansman.
Black Klansman, yeah, not like a huge blockbuster movie, but a very great film.
Spike Lee joint. All right, and then we have All Rise, which wait, no, this is not correct.
I've heard that many times
because this is a show on CBS, but also again I have this on my list. I don't know. There might be a movie coming out that's called All Rise. We'll just go ahead and skip past that.
Or you have a court date coming up.
Probably. But opening in limited theaters is Waves. So this is the A24 film directed by Trey Edward Schultz, and it tells the epic emotional journey of a suburban African American family as they navigate love, forgiveness, and coming together in the wake of a tragic loss.
This is the one with Sterling K. Brown, right?
Yes, Sterling K. Brown, also starring Taylor Russell, Kelvin Harrison Jr., and Lucas Hodges.
This movie looks good. I think we've talked about it a few times.
It looks like a tearjerker. It looks like, we're definitely going to be sending a couple tears watching that. All right, let's jump into